Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. We are back. The show is called TBR Solutions Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe, together with Shakes. This is the man with the C license now. Mshege, welcome to the show, and how are you doing?
Thanks, Sobri, for having me on the show, and I'm doing well after a while not being on the show. It's good to be back.
Mshege, I must say I'm very proud of you that you go out there and do the C license. It's very, very important. It is important that one empowers himself, all right? Because complaining is a very easy thing to do, all right? But ensuring that you have the necessary equipment, it's something else. So I say heads off to what you did. And thanks for the pictures that you sent to me. The one that you shared with Khabo, it was nice seeing my two friends doing the C license. And then, tell us what happened, Mshege.
Yeah, thanks. I'm very excited as well. It's very important to get educated, especially when you want to train the young ones to get the necessary equipment and training. So it was important for me to do the C license. I've done my D license before, which is the entry level. So this C license, it's a CAF C. And it gives you that leverage to coach in the PSL and also in Africa. So it's a step in the right side. It's a big step for me, and I'm happy about it. But we don't stop here. We're going for the B license when it comes. Which just further our education. As you can see there, I'm with Cabo Zondo, who continues to learn, never stop learning in football. So from here we go on to the B license, and it was just good, with the crop of people I was with there, a lot of professional soccer players who are equipping themselves as well. The future.
We'll share them now. We'll share them. I want you to explain what is the difference. What does C license mean? What does B license mean? Just explain to an ordinary person to understand. What does it mean?
Yeah, so the D license, Prasobri, is the entry level in coaching, and it's very important, especially if you're going to coach youth, the young ones, because it's not like you are coaching senior players. So you need to be equipped to understand. If you are coaching the young ones, you need to do a lot of exercises because certain age groups, the concentration goes away. So if you're not doing fun exercises, you kill the love for them. So there's a certain method you use into training them, and then when it comes to C license, it becomes more serious, more tactical, more technical. It's about competition. So it's a higher course, and then when it gets to B as well, it becomes more advanced, and those are the licenses that allow you to coach abroad as well. So it's more complex.
Now, Shakes, when you say tactical and technical, explain to a layman, a person like me, what does that mean?
Yeah, tactical awareness is the way you set up your team, the tactics you use for a game, whether it be your 4-4-2, whether it be your 3-5-1, whatever formation you are using, the tactics. And your technical aspect is the way you trap the ball, you pass the ball, the technique you are using. That's the technical aspect of the game.
So those are the skills, the necessary skills that one has to acquire. Now this is C license. This is the one that Kgabu Zondo, Dance Malisela could not be able to coach a Royal AM during the CAF game because they didn't possess this. So that is why Khabu went for it.
That's true. That's true. Kabo has acquired all his licenses. He's been in the game for a long time, but then you always have to go back for those refresher courses because they expire or whatever. But he had to be there. We also had your Mamile who didn't have a license, who came, but he's already got the experience of coaching a PSL team, by United, and we had also the experience of Musanya Tama, who's the interim coach at Swallows. He was also there. So it was just a very, very rich a group of guys who have played the game, and who want to give back positive.
Tell me who are the people in the picture here.
So at the back you have Bevan Fransman. You have Wayne.
Is it Moon?
Oh
yeah, Wayne Arendse.
And then you have Bevan Fransman. And then you have Ezrom Nyandoro.
Your former teammate.
Yes, and then you have Happy Chele. And then you have Tele, who was the goalkeeper at Swallows and Sundowns, Tele. And then it's myself. And then it's Bernard Parker. And then at the bottom is David Matebula. And then it's Kobola.
Oh, Kobola.
And then, yes. And then it's Isaac Shai. And Musa Nyatama and Morgan Mamil.
Shai still stays in Wattville?
Yes, Shai is still in Wattville.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you very much. I really appreciate, and then good luck for doing what is necessary. And then on Saturday, I met this young man. I don't know. I hope you see him. Kanda. They call him Kanda, isn't it?
Yeah, Kanda. What a character this man is.
Yeah. What's his name again? Gabuza, Tamsanga Gabuza. I was going for the tires in one of the, what you call, shop, which I won't mention by the name. And then I was changing the tires there. He was also not changing the tires. We had a very nice exchange. And then we had agreed that I'll interview him, but we'll see next time. So maybe when I interview him, I'll interview him together with you so that we do a joint interview. It was nice, very nice young man. He responded very positively. I really appreciate it. Shakes, let's move on. The show goes on. Now, I hear that, what's his name? Brian Baloyi says Kaizer Chiefs, they need to renew Khune's contract. Remember, Khune's contract is coming to an end this coming season. And then you are Shakes, you are out there, outside there as an observer, just like me and our viewers. I want to know what's your take, because you still have Bavuma, you still have Peterson. Do you think Khune still has a role to play at Kaizer Chiefs? Remember, at where he is, he's earning a quite considerable amount of money, and if they renew, they must improve on that. Now, if you're at Kaizer Chiefs, were you going to renew the contract of Khune, or what would you do? Or you do like what I see overseas? I hear people saying like PSG, they want to give Messi at least a 1 year. Is it 1 year or 2 year? 2-year contract. I think it's a 2-year contract. And then I don't know, where do they get that? Why they give this players a short-term contract? And then because they look like they are maturing they are maturing with age, So I don't know why they give them the 2 year, 1 year. What is the reason behind? So how will you respond? And I want the viewers also there to comment. Should Kaizer Chiefs renew Khune's contract, or they should say, Khune, well done. You have served us very well. Good luck. good luck going forward.
Yeah, probably. The way I see it, Khune is not only just another goalkeeper at Kaizer Chiefs. He's also a leader, a captain, and his presence is very important in a team like Kaizer Chiefs. With a lot of young goalkeepers, in a young team, I think leadership is important in that team. And I've often seen it when he's on the pitch. It's not only about him saving goals, it's the way he's so vocal, how he organizes it, the defense as well. So I think he's somebody they really need in the team. I think Brian is right. He knows what it means to have leadership in the team, and that's why he thinks that Khune should still be at Kaizer Chiefs, because he's a vocal somebody, he's a leader to the young team, and he can add a lot of value still. He's one of the best keepers in South Africa. Yes, he's aging, but I still think he can offer something to Kaizer Chiefs.
He can still offer something to Kaizer Chiefs. So you say he has to, the contract has to be renewed. Yes, you need to keep those things. Brian once said he went to Mamelodi Sundowns, all right, for the money. But he said till today he still regrets that decision. He said he left the best club in the country, and then he feels he made a mistake. Do you share the sentiment that is not about the money all the time?
Of course, probably it's not always about the money, and Brian, being the figure that he was at Kaizer Chiefs, I'm sure he knows that he was playing for a big brand, and he had achieved a lot. Even the likes of Itumeleng Khune were looking up to him at Kaizer Chiefs. But okay, he can say that, but would we have had a Khune if he didn't leave? So sometimes you need to leave space for others to shine as well. I think Brian needed to leave in order for us to see Khune shining at Kaizer Chiefs.
Do you regret having left Wits?
No, Prasobri, I don't regret anything I do in my life. I made a decision to leave. I loved Sundowns. I wanted to go to Sundowns. Unfortunately, I had a lot of injuries when I was at Sundowns. I didn't really reach my full potential. But in terms of me going to Sundowns, I mean, I was appreciated by the team, the management, the supporters appreciated me, But unfortunately, I just was never 100% fit, at Sundowns. But I have no regrets.
Shakes, tell me, injuries. What contributes to injuries? If I want to understand, you know why I'm asking this question. Remember, I always said Orlando Pirates, they can't keep the players on all the time. 1, 2, 3, Lodge is out. 1, 2, 3, Vincent Pule is out. 1, 2, 3, this one is out. 1, 2, 3, that one is out because of injury, and that affects the team. Then I ask myself, what are the technical team doing, especially the medical side of it? So what contributes? Because you know why I'm asking this question. I remember Arsenal at some point, I think they even lost the league or whatever, and it was attributed to that there were a lot of injuries. They wouldn't have one team for few consecutive games. They would play very well. The next thing, this one is not there, and then affects the rhythm and so on. Then I heard somebody, I don't know whether it was true, that the training method at Arsenal were a problem. So that is why. And then it also happened at Barcelona at some point. What contributes to injuries? Because you are a player, you were, dogged by injuries and so on.
Yeah, Prasobri, it's exactly those things. We are not the same as people. My body structure, I'm big, and you get shorter, nippier players.
Shakes, you have muted yourself.
We learn these things.
Okay.
We learn as we go, you know, that the sports science tells you that a certain body you have to push in a certain way. So I always had injuries because I was being pushed the same as other players. Also the diet, you know, as you mentioned that Arsenal, you know, Arsene Wenger, when he came, he changed the diet at Arsenal, and a lot of the players were complaining. But after he did that, players were machines. You know, your Ian Wright will tell you that after Arsene Wenger came in and he changed their diets, they
Mshege, you have muted yourself. Mshege, you have muted yourself. Maybe can't hear me. You have muted yourself. Watch your mic. Mshege, you are giving us a very good information there. You have muted yourself, Shakes? Let me see. Ask to unmute. Just unmute yourself. Shakes? Okay. All right. Shakes was explaining. I can see you, but I can't hear you. So you have muted your mic. Just check your phone. All right. And then, yeah, Shakes was just explaining that because of the diet, it has an impact. Football has become very technical and very intense. It's not as easy as we thought, you know. A lot of things has to be looked into. And then I wanted to know that, especially from Shakes, a player who was doing extremely well, but unfortunately, he was dogged by injuries, as he said. Injuries were a bit of a problem. Let me just inform him that his microphone, he has muted himself. You'll pardon me, but nevertheless, the show goes on. And I'm happy, we are very proud that Shakes, finally he got his license, C license, and not only Shakes, I'm also happy that my friend Khabo Zondo also got the C license. He has just explained the difference between C license and the B license. You know, things are moving towards the better direction, and then so that is why we had so many problems. Mshege, you had muted your mic by mistake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, Shakes, you have muted your mic, but you couldn't hear me, you know. And I was trying to unmute this side, and then I was unable. Yeah, just finish up the part that you were just finishing up.
Yeah, no, I was saying that you know, in football, we have different bodies, so the training methods should be different as well, and that's the reason why a lot of injuries happen, because we want to push all players the same, and we're not the same in structure and body. Also, the nutrition is also another factor, Saubrey, why a lot of injuries come. You know, the diet. It's very important. So it's a lot of factors when it comes to injuries.
And I'm sure you enjoyed yourself during the CAF license training. Your mind was refreshed, you know, and a lot of ideas. Shakes, I always tell people it's like building a house. The first brick is important. It's one brick on top of the other. So if you understand life that way, you build something, Shakes, okay? But if you want to understand things in terms of a 4-room, 2-room, 1-room, big house, you'll never go anywhere. Understand it from the fact. In fact, when you build a house, this is where it starts. You start with the trenches to dig. That's where it starts. That's the beginning of the big things. So you have already planted the seed. So I'm happy. Go on, and then let's move on. Mshege, let's see. Welcome. Oh, it's so amazing. Germany's out, man. Can you believe this? Do you ever thought of this? That Germany will go out? Yeah. Did it ever cross your mind that Germany will go out in the first round?
It's a tough one, Prasobs, you know, and I never thought Germany would be out. In fact, I saw them as one of my favorites to go on and lift the cup, you know. So it's just full of surprises, this World Cup, and you don't know what's next. But we see Brazil is going on as usual with their
Mm.
business, and they are looking good. And Argentina is coming up strong as well, with the little magician coming to the party. So I expect more from Argentina. It's not the way you start, Brussels, it's the way you finish.
But they have to win. They have to win tomorrow night. I can tell you, if they don't win, they're out, Argentina. Yeah. They're out. And congratulations to Portugal. It has moved to the next round, top 16 or knockout stage. And then I want you to talk about this. Bruno Fernandes, it seems as if he has raised his hands. He's the leading man, now ahead of Ronaldo. And then, did you see the first goal that Bruno scored? They nearly gave it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo missed it with his head. And he wanted to
they say he scored with his hair.
yeah. And he wanted to claim it. And I think that was justice to give it to Bruno Fernandes. The boy is a gem, is very good. But what I like about Bruno Fernandes, he shows respect to Ronaldo. You know, you must show respect to people who came before you. And in that way, you'll be very great. And he's not intimidated anymore. I don't know whether you have noticed before, and especially when Ronaldo came to Man United, he was somehow intimidated by Ronaldo. He would always give Ronaldo the balls. But now he's taking responsibility and he's doing well. And then now, you know, when I was looking at Tunisia, I was looking at Cameroon, I was looking at Ghana, I was asking myself, I said, Bafana, you know, we used to beat teams like Tunisia and so on. And then Ghana, remember our story with Ghana? We're supposed to be there. What's your take about this? We're supposed to be there. Shakes, we are not there.
Yeah, possibly the thing is we need to have a plan, a solid plan as Bafana of where we are going, you know, in terms of talent. There's no doubt that we should be there, and we are better than these guys. I mean, when you look at all these African countries that are there, we have more than them in terms of technical and tactical ability, you know, technical ability, in fact. But maybe we lack a little bit when it comes to the tactical part. But in terms of the technique, we are better, you know, the way we play football. I think we must just go back and look at our identity, you know, and say that, you know what, we are good in it's but dribble labantu man. That's what we know. And you know, I think the influence, the European influence has come too much in our game, and we forgot where we are, who we are, you know, as a people.
Do you agree with Pizzo when he says we are 20 years backwards as a country?
Yeah, no, I really think we haven't done ourselves justice, you know, in terms of our football. We've been going backwards instead of going forward. Really, when you look at what we achieved with the AFCON team in '96, and now we can't even qualify at all for any competition, it's just disappointing.
Yeah, well, if the reports are correct, because sometimes what you get on social media sometimes is doubtful. Some are good news, some are really not really good news. So he says we are 20 years poorer. We are still far compared to other countries. Now, Shakes, you have done coaching. You know, I watched Argentina as Coloni. You know, this guy. You know, when he took out Di Maria, I said, no, man, there he goes now. You take out Di Maria, and Di Maria was a threat. But man, it has proved to be a very good decision that he made. Remember the 3 players that he brought in? And then those were the players that brought a serious challenge and a dent to the opponent of Argentina. So that's when I realized that, no, some coaches are good. What's your take about what you saw with Scaloni?
Yeah, but you know what, you work with the team. When you're a coach, you work with the team the whole week, you know, and You've got your Di Maria, who everybody knows, but then you also know you've got that gem on the bench who's doing well for you that nobody knows. And if you put him in there, they don't know the threats that he brings. So it's like a secret weapon for you, and you want to unleash it at some time when the opponents are tired, So you always have to have that key in the back of your pocket, when things are not going well for you. And I think the coach of Argentina, he had that in the young man who came on, and produced a brilliant moment to get Argentina's second goal, and help Argentina to bring back that confidence, after losing their first game.
They say he's the second youngest player to score after Messi this year.
Messi, yeah.
So it tells after Messi. Then it tells you that you know what? It's really, really tough. Let's see. I think I want to share some fixtures with you. And then tonight we have games. And then let's see. Ecuador is playing Senegal. Yeah, we are lamenting the issue of Sadio Mane. Do you think Senegal has been affected by the absence of Sadio Mane?
Oh, immensely, Saubrey. He's such a key player in that team, and even the previous games you could see Senegal are solid at the back, they're strong, but they just don't have that killer instinct when it comes to scoring goals up front, and that's where Sadio Mane comes in, and definitely they miss him a lot, And it's going to be a tough game against Ecuador. Ecuador played very well against the Netherlands, but I still believe the Lions can do it, and they can beat Ecuador, especially with the star player there of Ecuador, Valencia. I think he's still injured. I'm not sure if he's going to make it for this game. He's been their talisman, the man they go to get the goal scorer. So remains to be seen if he'll be fit to play today. But it's going to be an interesting game.
The top goal scorer as we speak now is Bruno Fernandes with 4 goals. And then the big one, it's on Wednesday, Argentina and Poland. Wafa yeah. What's your take? Yeah. Wafa yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one for Argentina. I mean, this is a make or break for Messi. I think probably his last World Cup, he would want to advance. But Lewandowski, very dangerous man there. If given a chance, he'll punish Argentina. So, yeah. But
and I think they are tall, the Polish players. And when you look at Otamendi, and I think it's Martinez at the back, they are very short. And you know what? I don't know what's happening with the two guys. That's where Argentina has a problem. But you know what? Still, Saudi Arabia and Mexico, they still have a standard chance, man. They still have a standard chance, And then what's your take about this, the two? Saudi Arabia and Mexico.
Yeah, it's still open, and Saudi Arabia are a good team. In fact, they were unlucky again against Poland. They missed the penalty. And it's a game they could have won, or at least got a draw against Poland, So they will be still believing in themselves, and they will want to go and do well against Mexico.
What's a comment about Brazil without Neymar?
Well, they've shown yesterday, perhaps, that they can manage without him. And they were solid yesterday, and they won that game. They played well, They didn't look under threat. In fact, since they started this tournament, they haven't looked under threats, and they've looked like they can pick up their form. They've got a lot of good players, quality players. So it's a blow for them. Neymar, he adds that something special to the team, but they are looking solid and balanced as a team, Brazil, even without Neymar.
Shakes, as a former player, if you get an injury on the eve of such big games, what goes through your mind?
Oh, it's heartbreak. It's heartbreak, Saubrey. And with Neymar, you know, it happens all the time. I mean, if you remember, even in Brazil, in the World Cup in Brazil, he got that back injury, and he couldn't go on. And I remember Brazil played Germany and got the biggest whipping, when Neymar was not there. So yeah, the type of player he is, the skill he uses, it makes him vulnerable to him getting kicked all the time. So yeah, that ankle injury is a problem, and let's hope maybe he can heal for next game, or at least in the group stages.
You know better because you are from there with injuries. If bekahlala like bengizathi amfana ambohlabela amadlozi man, hayi imbuzi kancane. Imbuzi kancane. Otherwise, things are not coming well. Shakes, I'm going straight to the Messi Special. I don't know whether you know that for the past 5 seasons, this is it. This man has scored more than 25 goals for the fifth time. Not the past 5 seasons, but fifth time he scored the 25 as he did 25 assists, including in this World Cup. 2011 he has done 36, 2015 he has done 26, 2016 he has done 31, 2018 he has done 26, and then 2022 he has done 25. This is the genius. But it doesn't stop there. There's quite a lot that I need to share with you about Mudimo Abolo, as I always call him. And then let me share something quickly. You know, Shakes, I want you to tell me something. Messi is so respected, even by former players, current players, and tell me whether do you really see this thing with other players, the respect that he wills. Now, let me check with you quickly and share something on the Messi Special. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start here when I say the man is really respected. Remember this goalkeeper, Memo Ochoa. This was after Messi scored against him in this World Cup. Nobody did. The respect that he shows to this man. He's not angry. But he feels like, I know, you know what? I've been scored by the best. And not only that, I also want to share something that the respect that he wills. This is a former player, Samuel Eto'o, the current president of a football federation in Cameroon. He said, Messi is God. As a person, even more as a player. I knew him when he was a boy. I've watched him grow. He deserves it all. This is the respect that this man is wielding. When he plays Mshega, this is what is happening. I don't know whether you agree with me.
Yeah, yes, Professor.
When he plays, this is what is happening. You don't mark Messi alone, you must have so many people surrounding him. It's a usual occurrence.
Yeah.
You know who used to have this kind of thing is Jomo. You wouldn't mark Jomo alone. You would always have crowd next to him. Otherwise, it was bad news. Bad news. You know, the person who closed Jomo completely was Sylvester Cole. I don't know whether you know. Jomo was a problem, and Sylvester Cole closed him down. But even that one, I still doubt because Jomo was too big by then; he could not run. And Sylvester wouldn't give him the chance, Jomo, to be the first man on the ball. Remember Teenage Lada? Teenage Lada wagoba insimbi engagoja u-Aster. Aster closed everybody, but Teenage ayigoba njalo njalo. You know who closed Teenage? The guy by the name of Philip Fender. From nowhere. And then he closed Teenage. Mshega, thank you very much. We are so happy. We are proud of you. Go ahead there and then make us proud. And then, we'll talk. Let's keep on talking, I want you to bid the viewers farewell.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much, and thank you to our viewers for watching, and keep watching us. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from a TBR Solution. TBR Solution is a financial company that helps people to be financially savvy. I'm sure these days you are aware that prices are very up in terms of petrol, in terms of goods and services. Prices are very, very high. Now, these days, we are on a campaign to help those members of GPF or government employees, especially if you are 55 years old or above and you are contemplating to resign or go on pension in 3 months' time. Give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll call you back so that we help you to get your money expeditiously, as compared to sometimes people get their money after a long time. We will then transfer your money from GPF to Allen Gray, whom we have a relationship with. And the good news is, once the money has been transferred, you will choose how much you want to earn. If you happen to pass on, your spouse will also get the same amount. Then if it happens that both of you passes on, you would have appointed or selected beneficiaries. It could either be your children or anyone else. And there's nothing like age limit that they must be 22 or below. Even if they're above 22, they'll be able to get the inheritance from you. So that's how flexible it is. And then I know that sometimes people, they worry about medical aid and all that. We also have with other partners who assist you to get a medical aid. So if you want to learn more and get more information pertaining to that, just drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.